watching the latest episode of Acolyte definitely sheds light on what they might be doing with the bigger story and lore, and just how this might actually connect to the sequel trilogy, which has been rumored for a while. So at the end of the latest episode, when all the Jedi are killed off but one, and we see May end up leaving Osha more or less for dead, over in a sort of dazed/hurt state, and she goes off with the Jedi, we see that the villain, who the internet is still going to stick with Darth Teeth as his villain, is walking slowly towards Osha. And what's interesting, and I thought I heard this the first time, but when I watched the episode the second time, I definitely heard it. And then the third time was like, that's definitely it. Yup, that's it. The music that's playing is Kylo Ren's theme from the sequels. And they specifically start using the same exact sequence for when we saw him with the Knights of Ren. Now, the working theory here is that Darth Teeth is the first Knight of Ren, or that he sort of sets that in motion because, again, we already know, due to the comics which are canon, that the Knights of Ren, and they've explored some of that back history, already have, like, the first, right? But this would sort of be a way to carry that idea through for a little bit longer, and then sort of define how the actual Knights of Ren came to be formed based on what's going on in The Acolyte, which then puts a whole different light on the Knights of Ren, why Kylo might have chosen that name, and who knows what else they could explore here with this season, but also if there's more in terms of what it has to offer. So I honestly can't wait to see what they do with this, because there's a lot of stuff in Acolyte that's really fascinating and adding a lot of new elements and twists and turns on Star Wars that I think are super interesting. So I honestly can't wait to see what's going to go on here, and certainly if there's any truth to this, because if there is, I mean, they're really tying things together in a very clever way, hundreds of years apart, and that's really cool. Well, okay, in this instance, it's like, what, 130, 40-ish years apart, but it's rumored that the first Jedi film is also going to tie to the sequel trilogy, which makes it like thousands upon thousands of years before, which is, again, really cool.